Okay, we're turning down the main road here towards the campground at Spring Mill State Park. This is a really neat state park. There's a lot of things to do. The Pioneer Village is neat, and Gus Grissom Museum and so forth. One thing about this campground you'll note is there's a lot of terrain to this, so your front to back and side to side leveling can be a challenge. So as you're looking at the sites, you might want to consider that for the length of your rig and so forth. All of the electric sites do indeed have water, but the water sometimes is at a distance, and you may need that second hose to make the distance to your camper. We're coming past the main gate here. There's a typical dump station. It was pretty busy, obviously, the day we were there. Coming in the main gate, and you'll see the line that's starting to form there, and there was a line most of the day as we were filming. But it's a regular size. It's got two sites and so forth. This is a pretty good sized campground. Guest parking is off to the right of where I'm at here. I didn't capture it very well in the video. There's also a camp store. There's a way to get into it from either outside of the campground or inside. There's drives in both ways. And then there's a good set of dumpsters at the front that we're going to see here. Now we're going to hit these sites off of one main drive. Here's the dumpsters. There's a good group up there at the front. But we're going to hit the main sites from one of the main entrances and then work the outside, and then we'll work the inside of each loop. It's kind of a tricky campsite, so it's going to be a little bit convoluted that way, but we're going to do the best we can. We're going to start here with site 102. And again, we're going to go around the outside first to the main set, the biggest section. 104. 105. 106, 107, 108. There's the amphitheater. 109, 112. You can kind of see that we're going uphill here. Again, there's a lot of terrain here, and the sites are not perfectly level. 113, so pull through there on the corner. And here's the other side of 113. 114. 115. 116. 117, 118, 119, 120, 121, 122. There's a pit toilet in the background there. Site 123. 124, 125, 126, 127, 137, 139, 'There's the shower house, the main section. There's two of them there. Playground there. And then that goes back to the primitive camping and group area. 157, 159. It's one of those spare sites. It's not available. 161, 163, 165, 188, 186, 184, 182, And we're going to note this here coming up here. It looks like we're in some traffic. Behind these sites here is the wastewater treatment plant. There's site 180. Again, the wastewater treatment plant's in there behind those. 179, 177. The wastewater treatment plant was just a little bit noisy. We didn't really notice an odor, but it was kind of noisy. I believe we were on 180 at one weekend. Here's site 80. Site 79. 78. 77. 76. 75. 74. 73. Again, you can see we're going uphill here. There's still some terrain there. 72. 71. 70. 69. 68. 67. 66. 65. 64. 'And there's playground parking. And a drive going over to sites 1 through 48. We'll get back to that. Here's site 82. 81. That takes us back to where we started for the outside loop. Now we're going to start doing the inside loops. We're going to start with this section here. This is just inside the first turn, I believe. Was it down from the first turn? Starting with site 110. One 11. 128. 129. 133. 131. 'And that's one of the interior loops. I believe that's the second drive if you make a right as you come into the main section, not the first smaller section that we'll get to here in just a minute. Looks like we're dealing with some traffic, and we'll move on here. Okay, continuing on with the interior loops. First of all, there's the shower house. That was just a trail that we saw here, and then once we get through the traffic, we're going to be starting off with site 83, and then 84, 85, 86, 'and we're doing some maneuvering around here. There's site 151. Shower house. Shower houses aren't really designated, but there are 3 in this section. 152, 153, 154, 155, 173, 171, 'shower house again, 168. This is the interior of one of the back loops, I believe. 166. 175. 176. 178. 181. 183. 185. 187. 167. 169. 170. 172. 174. 'Maneuvered around here again. We're going to start with site 164, 162, 160, 158, 156, There's 140. 138. 136. 135. 134. 132. 130. 103. 101. That's at the corner where we started on the outside loop. 141. 142. 143. 144. 145. 146. 147. 148. 149. 1 that one there is 150. Now we're going to do this other loop here. This is site 100. This is one of the short loops, I believe. 99. 98. 97. 96. 95. 94. 93. 92. 91. 90. 87. 88. And 89. Now we're going to do some between, this is site 50. These are between the two campgrounds along the drive there. Here's 51. 53. 55. 'There's a trail to the playground there. Here's 56. 57. 59. 62. 63. 61, 60, 58, 54, 52, 49, 'Here's site 1. We're going to start in this smaller section. It actually starts off with a single digits in the first part. Here's site 2, 3, 4. This is the outside loop, by the way, of that section. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. That's one of those spare sites. It's not available on the reservation system. 28, 29. Now we're going to start on the inside loop of that same section. Here's site 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, Here on the corner as we round the inside is 36. 37. 38. 39. 40. 41. 42. 'There's a shower house. It's in the middle of this section. It's on the inside loop in the middle of all of these sites. We will end up there in just a moment to finish this out. Here's site 43. 44. 45. 'As we get around the corner here, this is 46. 47. 48. 'That's going to bring us around to the other side of that same shower house. Here's site 30. And that's where that loop begins. We didn't quite make site 30 when we made the loop. These next two sites are VIP sites. I don't know a whole lot about them. They're on one of the inside loops. This is the first one. They don't even have numbers. And this is the second one. And they are up on the hill in the middle of a small loop. They're marked as VIP. I don't know much about them. You can put it in the comment fields if you do. That'd be great. Now we're going to be going into the primitive camping area. There's a playground parking, the playground that we saw earlier when we were working through these loops. That's the drive that goes back to the youth camping area. It's just really a big field, so we really didn't bother filming it. Here is 401. Again, these are the primitive sites, no electricity. 402. 403. 404. 405, 406, 407, 408, 409, 410, 411, 412, 413, 414. There was water back there. 415. 416. 417. 418. 419. 420. 421. 'There's water. 422. 423. 424. 425. 426. 427. There's a pit toilet and water. 428. 429. 430. Again, water. 431. 432. 433. 434. 435 with water. And the last one is 436. And that is the primitive campgrounds, and that actually brings us to the end of the tour. We really appreciate you joining us.